We do want to get to some breaking news this morning.
There's a press conference happening now about a crime that took place on Rockford's southeast side. Let's listen.
A 50-year-old male was transported to a local hospital for the non-life-threatening injuries he received. It's an open investigation. At this point, it's a death investigation. Further information will be released as soon as possible. But at this point, we would ask everyone to, let us continue the investigation and give us time to complete it. But at this point, we're going to title it a death investigation until facts prove otherwise.
What was the time that you said that the call came?
About 7:15.
I'm sorry, can you tell me what happened once again?
What happened?
Yes.
Well, about 7:15, the officers received a phone call for a stabbing at 2713 Norway Pines. They received, or when they arrived on scene, they found a 50-year-old male who had non-life-threatening injuries. He was transported to a hospital. They also found a 42-year-old female who had been deceased from apparent stab wounds, but the cause of death will be determined later by the coroner. There's a 7- and a 12-year-old children that were also in the house. They are fine, unharmed. So at this point, it's a death investigation until we can get the actual cause of death and until we can get the facts of the case resolved through the investigation.
And the 50-year-old male was taken to the hospital, and you said non-life-threatening. He's expected to be fine?
Correct. At this point, he has non-life-threatening injuries, and we expect recovery from him.
And are there any ideas to this point of, obviously we know the cause of the stabbing, but this is just full investigation right now. We don't have any idea of how many people involved or anything of that nature.
Right. It's all an investigation right now in the investigative stage. And I'll be very clear, it's an apparent stabbing that caused the death, but the actual cause of death will be determined by the coroner in an inquest. So right now it's just the investigative stage, but we wanted to make everyone aware, and we don't think there's any other threat to anybody else in the neighborhood, and we don't think there's any other suspects at large. We feel that it's a contained incident.
Is there any thoughts on if there was any sort of domestic issue involved with this that we know of?
It's potentially a domestic type incident, but again, the investigation's ongoing, and once we can clarify that, we will.